to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when our mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We're stressed out. We're stressed out.
you see me? Can you hear me? Probably they can hear me. Can you hear me, guys? I'm always looking over there because there's a computer over there that can tell me whether or not you can hear me. I know what time it is. It's 8 o'clock. It is almost time to start the social distancing comedy showcase on this lovely Thursday evening. But since I'm always late for everything, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to be late. Give you a couple more minutes to sign in. Yeah, Jack, I know what time it is. I'm not running behind. We're just giving people a second, okay? This is proof I was here on time enough. So, see you guys in a couple of minutes. Can you hear and see me now? Yes, probably. I don't know. I can't actually hear you guys when you message. Hello, everyone. You're right, Sarah. We should get started. Welcome to another edition of the Social Distancing Comedy Showcase here at Stab Theater. Woo! Everybody goes crazy for the host. That happens super regularly. But actually, it hasn't been happening regularly enough, actually. You guys don't comment. Like, every time I say, like, oh, I'm sure you guys are going to comment about how funny everyone is and how great they look. I mean me. I directly need those comments coming in. Normally get it when you guys are in here. Like, normally people are like, give it up for your host. She's so funny. It's Skip again. But you're not here doing that. So, going to need more of that in the comments from here on out. But it actually did this week cause me to think a little bit about the things that I am missing because you guys aren't here. Like, because you're not here, I am searching for validation in other places. I need people to think I'm funny in other places because no one's here laughing at me. Like, I barely get a laugh out of Jesse. But I remember every time he has laughed at me. I will tell you that. Every time I've gotten Jesse to laugh, I'm like, take a note. Say that again all the time. So I decided this week I was going to take notes on like things about quarantine because we've been asking all of the comedians to turn in some fresh comedy, do it from home, do it from quarantine, and tell us what you're thinking and how you're feeling. But I hadn't been doing that, so I don't feel like that's fair. So this week we got a bunch of fresh sets for you. So I did my own little quarantine reflections this week. So one of the things that's happening is that I'm seeking validation in other places because you are not here to laugh at me. So, or tell me how good I look. You guys just can include anything you want in the comments about how amazing I am. But because I'm not getting that validation, I am looking for it in other places. And I don't mean you, Dad. Like, Dad last week signed on and told me how good my hair looked. That was it. Thank you, Dad. But like other people, you can see my hair too. So say something about that. But now I've gotten a new mental health care professional because we all should have one of those. Somebody should put a link to that. Someone should put a link to like how to get mental health care for free during the pandemic. And by mental health care, I don't mean like Tiger King memes. So don't do that. Like that's not what I'm talking about. I mean real mental health care. Someone should post about that. But I've gotten a new one, and so now I'm playing this game with my new therapist where I'm trying to just be as funny as I possibly can because I want her to just organically ask me if I do comedy. Like, that's my new hope. That's the new validation I'm kind of looking for. It's also that I need this validation from you guys about being funny. I've also started doing weird role-playing, and I didn't really think about sharing this with you guys when I invited Gilbert's mom, but that's okay. She can't actually see me? She can see me, can't she? Yeah, she can see me. Okay. Well, anyway, it just caused weird role-playing. Like, I was just the other day like, okay, go ahead and say it. Say what I told you I wanted you to say. I need this. And I just wanted somebody to whisper in my ear, how about you do a real tight 5 for me? Do a tight 5. I want to see a good 5-minute set. Like, that's the kind of role-playing I'm into now that you guys aren't here to laugh at me. So if you could please do that for me. Other things that have been weird with quarantine. Last week you guys were all on here, and I think I've just been really disappointed in the amount of people who are asking for more jokes from my dad. Not enjoying that at all. Last week, literally, I wrote this down. Somebody literally said, hey, how come you didn't share more of what your dad called daddy fetishes? Why didn't I share more of my dad's daddy fetish? Because that's disgusting, you guys. That was in the comments. Anyway, so that's been really weird. I know I comment on this, and also I think some of our other comedians have been commenting on it as well, that we're putting on bras for you right now. Like, this is me putting on a bra for you guys to come here, and I always thought I was a real big advocate of bras. I know there are a lot of bra-free people. I'm a triple D. I really need the support, and I really thought I was a bra advocate this whole time. But now that I never have to leave my house, I have learned I'm not as much of a bra advocate as I thought I was. I was just an advocate of like wearing a t-shirt from high school that's so tight it gives you the support that you need. And I didn't realize that until I was putting on a bra to come here for you guys. But I'm putting on a bra for you guys because I know you wish you had somewhere to go where you could put on a bra. So every week I'm going to put on a different bra. This is my Savage by Fenty, the, Rihanna line. So that's the bra I'm wearing. So actually found out not a huge bra supporter. Also, just realizing recently that people are getting super brutal now that they realize they don't have to see you in person anymore. Like I say things like, oh my God, I think I'm putting on a little bit of weight since this quarantine thing happened, which is obviously for you guys to get in the comments and be like, oh my God, girl, no, you look super fit. But because I'm not going to see any of you anytime soon, people are being super honest. Like I said something to that effect and someone said, no, I think I remember you gaining some weight over the summer, actually, right? Over the summer, and then birthday month hit you really hard, right? And I was like, yeah, because we're not going to Art Mix tonight, so you don't have to see my face. Everybody feels totally okay with saying that. The other thing that people have been saying I thought was really funny is that they're getting brutally honest about comedy. Like, I was like, hey, you guys enjoy that comedy show? And they were like, yeah, it was really good for, like, quarantine comedy, I guess. Get dark. You guys are getting dark and a little too brutal, so please remember that in the comments this evening. Don't be dark and brutal. We still have feelings. I also don't think that I realized how important microphones were to comedy, because as soon as people were like, oh, we're gonna submit a set, we're gonna do a set, we're gonna send you one from quarantine, the first thing that people did was started looking for microphones. Do you guys remember when Janelle was on? I think she had a lint roller. We've had some hairbrushes, and I didn't realize how important microphones were. You just have to have that microphone, even when you're doing the set from home and just doing it for your dog Nacho. You're still using microphones. But what I will say is I've been really proud of people for not using any of their at-home microphones as micro penises. Like, I really appreciate that. So I haven't had to make that comment because no one's done it yet. Super appreciative of no micro penises, which is what I will call it if you ever use it on my stage ever again. I will call it your micro penis. So please bear that in mind. Tonight we're going to do a joke contest. So if you haven't submitted your jokes, please do so now. I am the judge of the jokes, so you know how I feel about puns. I'm just putting that out there. What else do we have for you tonight? No micro penises. I'm super, super, super proud about you guys for that. A good bra. And, we have an interview with a TP hoarding person. I'll bring her out, particularly for Jack and Dad tonight. But I think that's it. I think we've got some jokes coming up for you. We're going to read your jokes that you left me. And then we're going to give you some comedians. They're some of my favorite comedians, actually. I requested they be here for you tonight. So please give in the comments, give on their social media pages with follows and likes, and give it up for your next comedian of the evening, Mr. Drew Schaefer.
Hey, everybody. Is this thing on? It's a brush. A little bit about me. I'm not actually smiling right now. I just have an overbite. Yeah, this is my face. I have a face that if you see me in a store, you just assume that I work there. Corporately mandated. That's what this is. Yeah. It's so bad that I'm actually kind of excited that now everybody's going to have to wear face masks because, like, masks are so much cheaper than braces. It's going to be great. Just an optimist in the middle of quarantine. I got this. Quarantine is kind of crazy. I just Googled how to kill myself today, and Google gave me the suicide hotline number, so now I use Bing. I'm here for answers, not your help. I know it's weird seeing like this happy, innocent face saying dark stuff, and I mean, I am pretty innocent, I think. Like, I'm probably the only 30-year-old person who still gets called a good kid by people 3 years younger than me. I look like a good kid, which I think I was. I was raised very sheltered. I was very religious. Now I'm this. I'm so sheltered and so goody two-shoes that I've only ever sent one dick pic in my life. And it's because the girl made me send it to her. I was 24 years old, and I got a text from a girl that I was dating, and she said, I want to see your dick. And I said, no, you don't send that. And, like, also, like, I don't get why anybody sends those, because then it's out there. Like, as soon as I sent mine, I deleted it, because I didn't want a hacker to get it and be like, ha, your dick. I didn't want that. I don't understand that part. But she was like very persuasive, but I couldn't because I was on a track field trip, like not running track. I was a coach. So I felt like I was in a professional setting. But I was in a hotel room in Vegas because it was state, and she was like, I want to see it, and I finally sent it. And I felt shame. I felt awful, but not so bad because she did ask for it. And that made it okay, because like if a woman asks for something, you give it to her. I never sent dick pics because I have an unbelievably small penis, is what I would say actually if I was trying to send a dick pic. I would just write, I have an unbelievably small penis, just leave it at that. And then the girl gets that and she's going to read it. She's going to be like, I need to see this penis. I need to see this penis. And she's going to ask for it, which is an amazing feeling. It's a solicited dick pic. Are you kidding me? She just, curiosity, you know, she's going to want to see it. And the best part about it is after she gets it, you're going to get a compliment because she's most likely going to say, it's not that small. What? You just got a compliment and you sent a solicited dick pic. You're not a creep. You're not a jerk. You're not an awful person. That's amazing. I would be so good at sending dick pics if I wasn't married. Yeah, I'm married. Yeah, to the girl I sent a dick pic to. So apparently they're very effective. I don't know what everybody else is doing wrong. I am married to the woman of my dreams. She's perfect for me. I love her. I trust her. If I was falling off a cliff and I could only have one person holding my hand to keep me from falling off that cliff, I'd want it to be my wife. Yeah, because she never lets shit go. Anyway, that's my time. I'm Drew Schaefer. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.
There it is. It's because I laugh so hard. That is why we have to mute my microphone, and that is Mr. Drew Schaefer. I think he is hilarious. I also feel really bad for saying micro penises before his set. Really sorry, Drew. I also like that we've had comedians who had laugh tracks, but we haven't had any comedians who had audience members who decided to only laugh once. Like, that is brilliant. Like, I want somebody in my audience, but who's like, really going to hold back on the laughter unless it's important. So I love the laugh track of one person laughing at one joke. If you're going to laugh at one joke, you're going to just have to laugh at the rest of them. That was great. I enjoyed it so much. The hairbrush, good choice. And now I don't even want to touch this mic either. I'm real hands off lately because of a virus thing you guys may have heard of. Anyway, so give to Drew. You saw his Venmo and his social media stuff on that page. I'm not reading those anymore. It takes way too long. And I promised you guys I would introduce you to who I believe to be historically one of the world's first toilet paper hoarders. You may recognize her. Do you know this girl? This woman has been historically hoarding toilet paper for years on the back of Grandma's toilet. Does everybody know this doll? Everybody? This doll started hoarding toilet paper on the back of Grandma's toilet in like 1952 when they went through my grandmother's house and asked me what I wanted. Said, I want that doll. They put it in the mail. They mailed this to me. This is a doll. She sits on top of the spare roll on the back of your toilet. And it didn't dawn on me until this toilet paper crisis started happening that I've always got one. They actually also mailed the toilet paper with her when they mailed me the doll. So this is also toilet paper from Tucson, Arizona, Grandma Bacon's house. So this is my guest for the evening, the original toilet paper hoarder. Thought Jack would enjoy that. I'm gonna bring up your next comedian of the evening. He's one of our favorites. He's been on my shows. We really enjoy him, and he did a set just for us. I keep looking like he's over there. He's not actually here. I wish he was because he's fantastic and he laughs at my jokes, and I love that. My favorite characteristic in a person is that they think I'm as funny as I think I am, but I think this guy's hilarious, so give it up for Buddy.
Recently just lost my job of 3 years. Which at first I was very angry about, to be honest with you, but, they didn't fire me for coming into work high every single day, which, if we're being honest, I did. And they didn't fire me for stealing, which I did quite often. I mean, way too much, to be honest. No, they fired me because of this global pandemic we're all in. And I wanted to get emotional, I wanted to get upset, but you can't really get upset when you get fired during the apocalypse. I mean, you can steal $300 worth of keyboards and printer equipment, but you can't get angry. I'm lucky that it's easy to find work in my line of business. That line of business, of course, is white privilege and whatever lies I write on my resume at the time. I think for this job, I put on my resume that I had a bachelor's in business ethics. I don't. All it really took was researching the bare minimum knowledge on what business ethics was, and the fact that I know that if you look somebody dead in the eye and lie to them, 50% of the time they'll believe you. Plus, corporations don't really care to do the research and check up on these things. So if they're not going to check, I'm not going to tell the truth, of course. Honestly, depending on the job posting, I have like 10 or 12 different resumes. I think I have more diplomas than any other GED dropout. And I know what you're thinking, yeah, maybe it is unfair to people who go to school and actually get these degrees. But think about it this way. They only have to do one field of study, focus on one thing. Where I have to have minimum knowledge on a bunch of little things. So who's really doing all the work? During this whole crisis, I've of course lost a lot, like we all have. Lost a job, which lost me my insurance, which lost me my therapist and my heart doctor. But to be honest, I'm one of the lucky ones. And no, not just because I'm a moderately attractive white male in his 30s, but because I used to buy bulk toilet paper before it was the cool thing to do. I think I had 128 rolls lying in my bathroom before the apocalypse even started, to be honest with you.
Show them your teethers.
I've taken to not wearing pants. That's why the camera's so close. Not wearing pants right now. I don't know why I felt so formal as to put underwear on, but I mean, here we are. I hate corporations as a general rule, so I tend to always lie to my bosses and coworkers about my real life. Real life buddy, as some of you may know, is a single man who has no kids that he knows of. Ha ha. Ha ha. No, let's be honest, I don't have sex often. But Business Buddy has a fiance who is an ethnically diverse doctor, and we have a son together. Fake families are really awesome, to be honest with you. Need to get out of work, but you don't have any more sick days, and you don't want a no-call, no-show? Well, Junior has an allergy, so now you have an out at any time. And why fiance instead of wife? Very simple. Visibility, paperwork, and deniability. Visibility. No ring, no wife. Paperwork. You don't have to file a fiance. You do have to file a wife. And deniability. Let's say you stay at that job longer than you were expecting. It's much easier to explain an engagement breaking off instead of a fake divorce. Plus, I mean, how many years could I have asked Nadia to wait for me without picking a date?
There you go. I say all of the funniest things I ever say right before he unmutes me, is what you guys don't know. Give it up for Buddy, everybody. I think I'm going to vote. That was my favorite laugh track so far ever, is that guy jumping out and laughing. Make sure you give to Buddy on his Venmo. Follow him on his social media stuffs. Quick clarifications for the audience. Apparently this was not clear. You don't have to wear a bra or underwear to watch this. That's on me. Like, I'm doing that for you. So a couple of people are like, oh, are we supposed to put on pants for this? No, I guess. On a totally related note, my friend Clayton Smith, recently single. So those two things are very related, that I mentioned them together. So I just wanted to make sure and clarify that. You don't have to wear a bra. You don't have to wear pants. Clayton is also a newly single gentleman who's been taking dick pics since like the late 90s. So he's really good at them by now. So if you need to look into that, I guess you could message me. I hadn't really thought how I would connect you guys. Ugh, okay, I guess you can message me for more info on Clayton. Another thing that would be really cool if you guys would do tonight is take a selfie. This is something I've really enjoyed so far, is take a selfie with the comedians while they're on the TV or on the phone with your other device, because I have like 3 devices right next to me. So take a picture of yourself with your favorite comedian of the night and then post it when we're all done with tonight's show and tell them thanks. Not in lieu of Venmo. You should probably still Venmo them some money. But that would be really fun. I'd love to see where you guys are watching from and what it looks like, except for you, Clayton, because he's definitely not wearing pants. Everyone else who has pants on, you don't have to be wearing pants. But if you are and you'd like to take a picture of yourself watching tonight's show, we'd love to see where you're watching from. Unless you're naked. I guess I didn't really think that through. We have, I think John Morris Ross the fourth has been on every show that we've done so far. I think he has. I think he's really funny. I would listen to his jokes all day, every day. So I'm going to let you guys listen to some more of his jokes also. Give it up for the finest comedy professor we know. Megan knows. We all know. How many of us have taken classes with this man? He's the reason we're funny. Give it up for comedy professor John Morris Ross the fourth.
Guys, don't let this sweater fool you. My life is falling apart. Yeah. Well, that's right. I'm getting older. I just turned. We'll call it late 35s. And this thing, I just don't want to become elderly. I never want to be elderly because I hate to garden. I don't understand. I asked my grandma. I don't understand why. I was like, Grandma, like, why do your people love to garden so hard? You know, like WTF, Grams? You know, why the ferns? You know, why the foliage? You know, why the flowers? She's very sweet, my grandmother. It's like, oh, I just like to see new life bloom and come forth. Right? I'm like, really, though? Or are you just trying to get comfortable with the feeling of dirt? Because, The joke's about my grandma, not your grandma. Relax. Oh, maybe it is about your grandma. Screw your grandmas. Never thought I'd say that. Yeah. I'm divorced, ladies, and I'm divorced. I had all 3 children with the same lady, which is a positive attribute on Tinder, and they like that. I put that right in the prof. It's good. The hardest part about going through a divorce, though, is having to tell the kids that it's not their fault, when it absolutely is their fault. It is their fault. It's not their fault that it's their fault. But that doesn't change the fact that it's their fault. And sometimes businesses go out of business because of lazy employees. That's, nothing to do with the management. That's what I'm saying. I talked to him about it. I talked to the kids. I'm like, look, guys, me and your mom, we argue about time management and money. You're kind of part of that equation. So, yeah, just want you to take some responsibility. As a father, I feel that's why I should leave to you, is take some responsibility. You know, just you can go back to bed in a minute. I just wanted to, just before you go back to sleep, just answer me, how is it not your fault? No, you can't have any water. No. Go back to bed. So I'm a good dad, and I'm a good dad. I didn't have a lot of training. My parents were horrible. They were heroin addicts. No, thank you for laughing. It was very, very funny childhood, actually. No, my dad, heroin addict. He was not only a heroin addict, but he was also a disciplinarian, which is a super weird combo move for him to do with life. One time, he told me to clean my room, and I was like, you're a heroin addict. No, I win this argument. He got very mad, though. He's like, John, if you don't clean this room, I'm going to take this belt off, and you don't want me to take this belt off, Mr. Harlow. Where'd you go? Like, I didn't realize how being raised by junkies affected me until I had my own kids, right? Because, like, I think I'm a good dad, but it's only because I don't do heroin. Like, that's the minimal. This is too dark for you guys. That's fine. Like, I feel you tapering off. A little too early to taper off. Anyway, he's dead now. And, yeah, dead heroin addict, my dad. Dead old heroin addict. You gotta stay positive, you know? You have to stay positive. I want to encourage everyone in here to stay positive. No matter the hard things in your life, you have to stay positive. And the one good thing about having a heroin addict die in your family is that you don't have to eat your cereal with a fork anymore. So, I will not be selling merchandise tonight. Yeah, and it's not because I don't have any. But I will explain that joke to 2/3 of the crowd, I guess.
Hey, there's two abruptly ending sets, and then me just getting back on stage. Give it up for John Morris Ross the Fourth, our favorite comedy professor. We love him. He's got a Venmo up there and social media stuff up there. And sorry, I didn't mean, there are two people who are single apparently and looking, John and Clayton. So you can message me about either one of those gentlemen. I have all of their, like, way too many of the details for both of them. Like, way too many. Okay, so it looks like we have all of our submissions for jokes, for the best jokes of the night. Some of them are my absolute favorite. My friend Mike Lenyo, Mishawaka, Indiana, home of Kylo Ren. What's that dude's real name? Adam Driver. There you go, home of Kylo Ren, Disney's Adam Driver. So we, my friend Mike and I have jokes that we tell, but we tell so many jokes, like it's all we do. So we've taken to just numbering the jokes. So we just sit around in the living room and going, hey Mike, he's listening. Mike, number 35. He loses his mind. That's one of our favorite. He always goes number 72. That's like definitely one of our favorites. And then his wife Fran will walk into the room. She'll be like, "What are you guys doing?" "We're telling jokes." "Fran, you want to tell a joke?" So her favorite go-to is 12. But Mike and I just never laugh. It's just that some people can tell them and some people can't. That's just the way it is. So Mike sent in some jokes. He sent some of them privately because he didn't want to get arrested. It's very believable that he could get arrested. He said, "The neighbor's been keeping me up all night eating candy bars. I just hear him screaming, 'Oh, Henry.'" That's a good one. I'm a huge fan, actually. "My neighbor was eating light bulbs last night. Heard him say, 'Turn off the light and I'll eat it.'" That's a pussy eating joke. That's great. "Heard a song last night. I wonder who is kissing her now." And it made Mike wonder, where is her now? Super gross. I don't know. I think they're funny, though. I don't care. Morty, Mr. Morty the Mortician, his jokes are also right up my alley. Morty, he was a mortician, said he was gonna post a mortician joke, and I'm dead serious about it. So then he decided not to post the mortician joke because I felt it would be a grave mistake. And I laughed really hard at both of those. And right now there's no one laughing in this room at those. And that's actually how it goes with most puns. I don't care. I care not at all. Check out Morty and I. We have a podcast called the Die Laughing Podcast. At the end of that, Morty tells us the same pun that he tells at the end of every show. And he had to start filming it or taping it before I got there. And we just have it pre-recorded now because I couldn't stop laughing at the same pun every week. They're too much. I like them too much. I don't know what to tell you. At the end of the show, we have some more jokes like that, I think, coming up for you because the great Robert Berry will be here. But right now, I'm going to bring up your next comedian of the evening. Are you ready? I'm just kidding. You're totally ready. Please give it up for Dan, the Can't Stand Up comedian.
Hey, I'm Dan, the Can't Stand Up comedian. You know, I'm just going to clear the air right away, right off the bat, and, I've been in a wheelchair my whole life. Yeah. I have a birth defect called spina bifida. There's 3 different types of spina bifida. I happen to have one called Myelomeningocele, which is the most severe type of spina bifida. Because I've always said, if you're going to do something, go hard or go home. I do like the word myelomeningocele though, because it makes it sound like I have a ninja seal. And my ninja seal's name is Milo. Kind of funny to think about little ninja seals out there kung fu fighting with their little flippers, huh? Anyway, so like I said, I was born in a wheelchair. Okay, I wasn't actually born in a wheelchair. Yeah, that would have sucked for my mom. Leaving little tiny tire tracks on the way out. Ugh. Anyway, I hope you're all safe and healthy. You're hunkering down at home with your family. If this pandemic does turn into a zombie apocalypse, I'm just going to let you know that I've thought of you guys as walkers in my head for years now. Yeah, people I don't like, they're called the Walking Dead to me. But anyway, we're doing well. My wife and I, we're here in our home with our dog. We're doing well. It's funny, people ask me, is your wife also in a wheelchair? Yeah, that's like me asking you, hey, so does your spouse also ask really fucking stupid questions? No. No, she's not in a wheelchair. She just has a fetish for them. Yeah, my lady likes her role play. But, anyway, she lets me indulge in my, kink, too. I like bondage. She'll put my seatbelt on. Sometimes she sets my brakes. When we're feeling really naughty, she'll break out the bike lock. Yeah, and we just bought our first home. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Buying your first home is exciting, until something breaks and you go to think, oh, I better call maintenance. And then you realize, shit, I am maintenance. Of course, it sucks for all of us when something breaks, but at least you guys have it easy when it comes to your normal, everyday household jobs. Yeah, you should try doing some wheel chores. Yeah, I go to mow my lawn, and it's 1 push for you, 2 pushes for me. 1 push for you. Honey, I'm going out to cut the grass. I'll be back a week from Tuesday. Or flipping the laundry. We have one of those top-down washing machines, so I have to lift myself up over the edge to reach stuff in the back. Yeah, last week I lifted myself up there and lost my balance and fucking fell in head first. My wife had just left for a week to go visit her sister in Virginia. So I'm sitting there at the bottom of my washing machine thinking, so this is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper and a thud. Of course, my favorite one is taking the garbage out to the curb. My driveway doesn't look that steep, but when you're steering a 40-pound trash can down the driveway, and you're hoping that you stop by the time you get to the curb, and you throw yourself into the pile of garbage that just landed in the street right in front of you. Yeah, my driveway might as well be a fucking half pipe. Yeah, it's like my own personal jackass stunt. I'm Danny Knoxville, and this is Taking Out the Trash of Terror. Anyway, take care, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Give it up one more time for Dan, the Can't Stand comedian. I love that guy. I've done shows with that guy. His puns are my role play. And the Walking Dead to me, I can't, this is why I have to mute me between, it's my fault. Every time you see me talking and you can't hear me, it's my own fault. I did this to myself because of my ridiculous laugh. But I love his I love his jokes. I don't care. I love those jokes. I make no excuses for puns. Aurora, thanks for saying you like puns also, because you like funny things. So I think that makes me a better person for loving puns. There's a show called Capital Punishment where they do just puns. And I don't know if anybody's ever been to that show, but they don't get to write the puns before the show. They have to write the puns during the show. Or just off the bat, just off the top of their heads, they have to think of puns for a theme that they rolled on a wheel or something. And that's my friggin' nightmare. It was so anxiety-ridden watching them not be able to think of puns. Right after a comedy show here at Stab, me and a few comedians went down to a Chinese food restaurant that is still available on DoorDash if you're trying to support local businesses. Still available on DoorDash, new station. we went down there to eat, and I was just telling them how much I appreciated puns because I think they're so hard to do. And the comedians were like, no, they're not that hard. And we had this big round table. It was full of food, and it has one of the Lazy Susans on it. So there's so much food on there, and all the little fixins. There was a ton of stuff. And they were like, see, you could just look at anything and like think of a pun. Then 4 talented comedians, not me, because I would have never said that because I can't write puns. 4 very talented comedians spent what was like the longest silence ever, probably 2 minutes, staring at everything on the table. There was a Lazy Susan. There was some meat on a stick. You guys remember from Dong's meat on a stick? It was like obviously cat, whatever. And they spent easily a minute looking at everything on the table, trying to prove to me how easy puns are to write. And they didn't write a single. They couldn't come up with anything. So that was my favorite reason that I love puns is because they're difficult and I like them and they're funny. So thanks, Dan, for the puns because I really like them. I bet Robert Berry did some. Oof, I don't want to ruin it though because I haven't seen it. I watch all these sets with you guys for the first time. So I'm really excited to watch Aurora's set now. Very excited. And maybe we'll even post some more Aurora stuff on our site afterwards. But for now, give it up for the very talented, the very funny Aurora Singh. Luke. Just kidding. It's Luke. I literally just said it was Luke like 2 minutes ago. I'm just kidding. Aurora's still very talented, and so is Luke. But we're going to do Luke next. Is that okay, you guys? Woo, the crowd went wild for Luke. Okay, it's Luke Soyan. He's right now. Here you go.
Give it up for Luke Soyan!
Hey guys, how are we doing? You still doing good? All right, I don't believe you after that, but all right. I'm a white. I look like the brawny man's shitty son. But if you tried to guess like which white I am, I feel like it'd be hard. Like you would just so someone just say like, what do you think I am? Swedish. Chardonnay. Come on. Okay. Who invited my mom? Not me. I'm Russian, actually. I'm Russian. I don't look Russian at all. That's why I'm wearing this Adidas tracksuit. I really don't feel very Russian. I've been trying to do stuff to be more Russian. So I've been trying to like do things Russians do, like the tracksuit. I've also been stealing a lot of cars. I've been fixing some local high school presidential elections. And I've been riding I've been riding my horse to work shirtless. I fucked that up. Putin does it much better than I do. What can I say? That dude is so in shape. Jesus Christ. It's like Russian Joe Rogan. It's weird. I feel like too, like, you know, the Adidas tracksuit is like a Russian thing, right? I feel like, but if you ever see like a guy in a Nike tracksuit, that is a fake Russian. That is a Ukrainian. It's a dollar store piece of shit. I'm just kidding. All right. I'm gonna get shot. It's okay. It's been a long time since my dad's come to a comedy show, and I don't understand why dead people are so lazy. Yeah, that's what people do. They get sad. It's okay. He was a dick. He was an asshole. He was a clean freak, which I think is ironic because now he's surrounded by dirt. That's fun for me. What I like to do, instead of bringing flowers to his grave, I like to bring a little bottle of Purell and I set it down right where he can't reach it. It's fun. It's a fun game I like to play. I laugh, my sister cries, it's a good time. No one likes dead people jokes. It's okay. Let's go back to Russians. We do cool stuff. We're the best at least one thing, killing people. I feel like not everyone knows this, but Stalin killed way more people than Hitler during World War II. Yeah, a couple of you do know that. And, because I feel like Hitler was he was like, I will kill the Jews! Like, that's all he wanted to do. Stalin was like, I will kill everybody. So, like, Hitler was racist, but Stalin was a winner. And that's good. I have a girlfriend. We're gonna have a baby soon. Very excited. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. We talked about it a lot. We decided we're gonna have the baby in Las Vegas because what happens there stays there. We're not ready. I did that joke at an open mic once, and some girl in the front got up and went, "Abortions!" She walked farther than that. I was like, "Where are you going? You didn't even listen to the joke. Like, we're having the baby, okay? We're just gonna leave it in a casino. Why are you angry?" Plus, like, if you're gonna leave a baby in any city, Vegas is the best one. They have bottle service everywhere. It's perfect. It's a perfect city to ditch a baby. My girlfriend's fun. She actually moved in this last weekend, so we were celebrating. We were like, let's try something new. So we did a 69. Anyone else? Anyone else do that? It's fun. I don't know, I'd never done one, so we kind of were talking about it. Like, she was like telling me what to do, which is stupid. I should just know. And while she was talking to me, I kind of blacked out. And then I woke up and I was there. I was just in there. You guys know. And but I fucked up because I decided to have my eyes open the whole time. So that means I was looking directly into a butthole. I don't know if you guys have ever looked into a butthole, but it's hilarious. My imagination was going crazy. I was imagining all the stuff it looked like. I was like, wow, that looks like the crack in my windshield. Also, the Walmart logo. In the bottom of a balloon. So I laughed into her vagina, right in there. No one else has done? Okay. And she turned around and she was like, "What is going on back there?" You know, like when your dad is angry on a road trip? Except it was, "What is going on back there?" So my dick was in her mouth. And I didn't know what to say, so I was just like, don't talk with your mouth full. I've been Luke Swain, you guys. Thank you so much.
What? Turn my microphone back on. Oh, I did. I have to remind. Give it up one more time for Mr. Luke Sloyan. Yeah, Stephanie, I think we were at that show. I loved that show. Luke has been producing fresh content for us regularly. I'm going to post some of his, my favorite comedy that he's been doing, Fresh Stiff, in the comments. Luke, I can do that, right? Like, can you just tell me yes or no if I can post some of your hilarity? He's amazing, you guys. Very funny. So we'll post some of his stuff. Sorry I said he was a roar for just a second. I feel really bad about that. Super love that he's, I don't remember this joke though, so I forget jokes, that he's that someone yelled out Chardonnay when they were asking what kind of white he was. I recently got told that I had a type of men because a friend of mine was Mallory, you know it was you. All right, I don't have time. It was Mallory. And she showed me a picture of a dude, and he was just like a real basic bro. Like, he played, I think he's a famous soccer player, but he was just like the most basic bro. You know how all white people kind of look the same? I'm just kidding. That's a different joke. But she was just showing me this picture, and she's like, "Isn't he the hottest?" And I was like, "I don't know. He's kind of basic. Like, you know, like, there was nothing going. He was just basic." And she was like, "You don't think he's like super hot?" And I was like, "No, I don't." And then she looked at me and said, "It's because you have a type." And I was like, well, "What is my type?" And she goes, "You like them spicy." And I didn't know what that meant entirely. Some of you know some of the people I've dated in the past, one of whom I married. I don't think they were considered spicy. And then I realized she meant not white. Does anybody else know that's what that means? That if your type is spicy, they're non-whites. I just found that out. That was a hard realization for me. I didn't think that Okinawans were considered spicy, but apparently they are. So apparently my type is non-whites, aka spicies. So there's that. Apparently not into the Chardonnay type bottle services. I just wrote that down. The other thing I want you guys to post before we finish out our night is, what is the theme for tonight? Every open mic, there becomes a theme, even though none of these people knew what the other people were going to do comedy about, because they don't go over their sets with each other ahead of time. But somehow there's always a theme that comes up on its own. One time it was Elizabeth Warren, and if you want to see a weird open mic, listen to Parker Newman talk about Elizabeth Warren for 5 minutes. That was one of the weirdest nights of my life. Sometimes they're worse, sometimes it's like pedophilia night. But I think tonight has a theme. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to let you guys post it. We'll play the last 2 sets. You guys post what you think tonight's theme is. I think I know what it is, but what do you think it is? It is actually Aurora this time, right? Nailing it. I will also post some of Aurora's fresh comedy that she's putting out there for us. Quarantine has made her very, very funny. I am very excited. Even funnier is what I meant. That's not. I didn't mean it like that. She's always been funny. This is Miss Aurora. She's right there. Okay, there she's there. She's there. Miss Aurora, sing, everybody.
Hi. This is a little weird, but I mean, is doing comedy in front of nobody weird to me? Not really. I love that I'm doing this show in my house, and like I put on makeup for this. I did my hair for this. I put on a normal bra for this, which is like, am I going crazy? No, I'm not going crazy because I didn't put on pants because I refuse to stoop to that kind of level. Thanks, Skip, so much for having me on this virtual show. I'm sorry it took me so long to get you this video. I was super busy all week, like last night and today especially. I was really busy like watching TikToks, eating cheese, and staring at my dog. So it took me a little bit of time. I'm a big biracial brown. My mom is actually from Haiti, fresh off the boat, and my dad is from India, fresh off the cow. So it's a unique mix. It's really different. It's really the worst of both third worlds. My parents are also very different religions. My mom is super Catholic and my dad is Sikh. And sometimes when people find that out, they ask me, like, how did they raise you and compromise? Well, they didn't. They're divorced. So thank you so much for bringing that up, sir. And it's like, obviously they weren't going to work out because my mom really, really, really wanted to raise me Catholic. And my dad really, really, really didn't want to raise me. I do have some great news, like in the midst of all this weirdness going on, is that I got married. Oh my God, look at bling bling, motherfuckers. Honestly, it's just so sweet that the pandemic decided to hold off on itself so that I could get married and go on my honeymoon. Like, such a gem. Everyone's like hating on the pandemic, but I'm like, thank you so much for just like being patient for me, you know? I'm super excited that I married my short white. I'm just happy because I had some really weird exes. I had one ex in high school. He cheated on me and broke up with me. And then I was so sad, and my friend was like, don't worry about it, karma will get him. I was like, you know what, karma probably will get him. Let him do his. And then he got a full-ride scholarship for football, and I was like, how is that karma, like, what's going on? And then he started to get seizures, and I was like, Karma, that's my bitch, what's up, how you doing? Thank you so much for showing up for your girl. My second boyfriend also cheated on me and broke up with me, and I was so sad again, and my friend was like, don't worry about it, karma will get him. And I was like, you know what, karma did get the last one, so like, I'm pretty sure she has my back. And then he got into a car accident and died, and I was like, karma, I think that's like a little bit too far. Like, maybe just don't do that. Like, maybe just like give him a bad haircut or something. Like, maybe just don't do what you did, you know, that's crazy. And I was in a really dark place, and so I did the only thing I knew how to do to get over that intense situation, and I just like immediately hopped onto another dick. It was just the only thing I could do to make, I like felt safe. I was like, where's the dick? Oh, here it is, I'm gonna hop on it. I feel safe and warm here, you know? I was with this next guy for a long time. Then he broke up with me, and I found out he was cheating on me. And I was like, oh my God. And my friend was like, don't worry, karma will get him. And I was like, oh, I hope not. Because she takes things a little bit too far in my case. And he ended up getting shot and is now paralyzed from the waist down forever. So I just got married, and I think the only reason I got married is because he knows about my exes, and he doesn't want to find out what could be worse. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that I could make you giggle even once. And if I did, I know she has my information on the side, but please like go on Instagram, hit that follow button. I post funny videos a lot, and now that I'm in quarantine, I have time to do so. And so I hope that you guys follow. I hope that you guys laugh with me and share my videos and spread joy, because that's the only thing we can do right now, is just keep on laughing and stay safe. And I hope all of you guys have a good rest of your night and a good rest of your quarantine.
Unmute me, I need attention. Am I unmuted? How about now? Yeah? I haven't been muted this whole time, so they heard me say, unmute me, I need attention. I do need attention. Thank you so much, Aurora. Her stuff is on that screen. Aurora and Luke have been putting out some really funny videos, so if they're still paying and listening and paying attention, can I post some of those videos in the feeds and the comments? Because they are super, super funny. Also, I'd like to give a quick shout out to everyone who talked about how cute I look tonight. You're not wrong, and you're welcome. This is my thrift store find of a 90210 shirt that I had to cut the top off of. What did we have, like the tiniest neck in the 90s? I don't. Every shirt I bought from the 90s is this weird neck situation. Maybe I was skinnier in the 90s. God, I hadn't thought about that. Well, that was a sad realization. Okay, anyway, I look great now. I looked great in the 90s. Also loving my jean jacket. You can't see this, but this is also a pun. It's a uterus, but it says cuterus. I think that's hilarious. Okay, I'll stop laughing at puns. Okay, so for tonight's theme, we still have one more set, though. Looks like tonight's themes people have submitted for bras. I don't think you're wrong, actually. Bras kind of got talked about a lot more than I anticipated. And dead dads. Bras and dead dads. Also, I'd like to submit a theme: short whites and Chardonnay dudes. I like that. Like different things we call the white men we love. Short whites and Chardonnay dudes. Super huge fan. So those are the three themes I'm going between tonight. Also want to say hi to Parker Ann. Hi, Parker Ann. Parker Ann got up and saw me on TV and said, "That's my Skip." So I pretty much don't need any other compliments for tonight, because she loves me and I love her. I love you, Parker. You should be in bed and eat less Taco Bell. Okay, so we are going to have our last comedian of the evening, right? You looked at me like we weren't going to do that. We are doing that, right? Okay, yeah. I just got to look. I don't know. We're going to bring up Mr. Robert Berry. I asked Robert Berry to come on because I believe he tells jokes that my dad in particular would like. My dad says things like daddy fetishes. You guys laugh at that. And you laugh at Robert Berry. So they're right up each other's alleys. So I had Robert Berry give us a set just for tonight. So I hope Dad's watching. I hope Parker Ann is not watching. Probably not appropriate for Parker Ann. Wait, has no one mentioned how good my nails look either? God, I just needed a lot more from you guys tonight. You still have time. Let's give it up for Mr. Robert Berry.
Oh, Alf, what won't you do? Oh, hey, folks. It's your old pal Robert Berry. Like many of you, enjoying this stay-at-home quarantine time, reading classic literature here. These Alf comics were great. Hey, good to see you. I thought I'd tell you some jokes. Take your mind off all this horrible stuff going on in this world. It's funny. I was walking into the park earlier today, and I came across a magic lamp, a genie lamp, so it was, and I rubbed that genie lamp, and a genie appeared, as they often do in jokes like this, and the genie said, "Robert, I thank you for freeing me. I'd like to grant 3 wishes." And I said, "Wow." And then the genie said, "Well, what's your first wish?" And I said, "Well, see, for my first wish, I'd like the power of time travel." And then the genie said, "All right, so what's your third wish?" I went to Las Vegas about a month ago before all this went down, and went to go see Carrot Top. A lot of people make fun of Carrot Top. They say he's a prop comedian. He's not as good as... The dude's been in Vegas for years. He does a show every night. He lives in a giant mansion. Carrot Top is one of the most successful comedians in the world today. So I bought VIP tickets to see him. You get backstage access. You get a meet and greet. And so, after the show's over, I go backstage for the meet and greet. And I ended up in Carrot Top's green room. And he says, Robert, you gotta let me suck your dick. And, that's just like a comedy code. If Carrot Top has to give you a blowjob, you gotta let him do it, So, go in the green room, he unzips my pants, takes his time pulling it out there. It's a lot of work. And he starts going to town. Carrot Top has loving lips. He's very good at the oral pleasures. And while he's blowing away down there, he pulls out this squirting flower, and he squirts me in the eye with water while he doesn't miss a beat. He's still sucking away. And after that, he has this giant boxing glove. That had like one of those accordion things behind it, and it punches me in the face while he's sucking my dick. And then still, it doesn't miss a beat. He's still giving me the best blowjob I ever had. And then he manages to pull out a joy buzzer, and he slaps it on my ass, and it's like I felt like I was shocked. That man's gag reflex is amazing. I'll tell you that. I saw on the news today they arrested this mariachi singer for he had a bottle full of booze, and they pulled him out of his car when they arrested this mariachi singer. They ended up charging him with a DUI. I also saw they McKinley Park here in Sacramento, they arrested a man for having sex with a sheep. You shouldn't be having sex with anybody in a public park, let alone a sheep. And thing is, they arrested him. They booked him in the local jail downtown. Some of you might know where that is. And this guy broke out of jail. And police say they sometime last night, and they estimate he's probably been on the lam since about 3 a.m. I've been cooking a lot at home during this stay at home here. Last night I had some slow roasted chicken. I'm thinking tonight might try cooking a smart one. Yeah. Bernie Sanders dropped out of the race today. Apparently, his strategy of waiting for Joe Biden to die didn't pay off there. But he is pledging his delegates to Biden in exchange for he wants his ear on health care reform. And he also insisted, this was make or break deal here, in order to drop out and pledge his delegates to him, that Bernie will be given the complete Matlock on VHS. So, anyway, hey, folks, I'll be here a lot. I'll be here next week. I'll be here every day. I got nowhere else to go. So hit me up. You can follow me on Twitter at RetroCrush. And you can follow me in East Sacramento. I live on 1365 56th Street. Usually leave my house once a day. If you see me, just shoot me in the head. Jesus Christ. Have a great evening, y'all. And thanks to Stab Theater, and thanks to Skip Bacon. She's doing a great job hosting this show. Good night, everybody.
Give it up one more time. Am I muted still? No. Right? No, I'm not. Give it up one more time for Mr. Robert Berry. I think that's hilarious. I'd like to recap how much I like puns. I also like how you can just follow him in his neighborhood. That's hilarious. How hard did everyone on a scale of 1 to 10 laugh at the DUI joke? That was a mariachi drunk driving singing joke all in one. I love Robert Berry so much. I think he's so funny. Okay, so follow Robert Berry. Also, following him on the internet is super fun. Like, if you follow Aurora, you get to see her workout videos for how to work out during quarantine. See how she's dealing with the quarantine situation. I don't know what is making us all want cheese during the quarantine, but it is a very real situation we are dealing with. You can watch her do workout videos. They're hilarious. Little what are they called? Like the makeup tutorials. She's even got one of those. Luke has some really good reviews of the president's postcard that he sent us in the mail. That super helpful postcard we all got. I got one more submission for themes of the night so we can vote. There was dead dads, bras, and Clayton said tonight's theme was obviously masturbation, right? Then he said maybe that's just him. Yeah, I think that is just you, Clayton. I think that is all on you. I'm going to go with dead dads and bras. I think we can have 2 themes for the night. Also, thank you, everyone, for immediately telling me how cute I look. Rick said no one can mute me. Richard checked out my nails. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but my own mother used to make us physically follow her around and pat her on the back for things. Like, she would do something amazing, like, I don't know, make a loaf of bread or build a thing in the yard, and then she'd call us out into the yard or into the kitchen or to wherever she had done this amazing sacrificial thing for her family. She would tell us about all the work that went into it, and then she would point to her shoulder and go, and then she would make us physically pat her on the back. So, like, that's what I'm dealing with. So, like, where I am right now seems like I need a lot of patting on the back, but you don't actually have to physically do that. Just tell me I'm pretty and funny. So that's it. That was it. That Robert Berry was our last man of the night, the last comedian of the evening. You can see all of their information. Is it this way or that way? It's that way, right? Yeah. You can see all their information there. You should follow them on social media. It makes your day much better. You should Venmo some things. And you should keep Stab. You should follow them on Facebook or on Instagram. Can you follow things on YouTube? Yeah, I don't know. Twitch is a thing also. You can do that. You could check it out. There's also shows here. They have multiple live streaming things. We do the Jackbox games. Those are hysterical. So there's a lot of content for you here, so you don't have to be at home and get sad. I'll be back next week. I'll get some more comedians for you. I'm going to try and get more puns. That's for me. And I'll need just as much affirmation next week also. Gil's mom, she really upped it. She did a lot of affirmations tonight. She gets it. Moms get it. So thank you so much for tuning in this evening. I'll be back with a different bra next week. That's for you guys. And I'll see you guys next week for another social distancing comedy showcase. Bye, guys.